Shalom. It's Alyssa here with Incorrectly Political, coming to you live from Tel Aviv, Israel. I have decided to go off script. I'm still spinning and still in shock. And I woke up this morning and decided to take a ride to the sea and a swim. And I felt my body just almost shaking, everything spinning, and I just felt like I was in the middle of the most unsafe place. And I'm not. I think that after hearing so much derogatory words and descriptions of Israel and Israeli soldiers and our defense forces, that it's a really difficult reality. I don't think anybody in their right mind thinks it's okay to kill a person. At the same time, I would think someone would be mentally challenged if someone was attacking you, your family, your friends, your community, your country, and you just stood and watched. You stood and watched as you were rocketed, you were bombed, you were invaded, infiltrated, you were shot upon, thrown upon, set fire. You name it, it's been done. There's no excuse for that behavior. And then hence, there's no excuse for soldiers to shoot innocent people. But as we've always learned after the big sensational headlines, thank you, New York Times, you're disgusting, that for 60 deaths yesterday, sadly, 8 of them were civilians, or I have no idea what they were doing by the border, but 52 were terrorists. And I say, thank you very much, brave soldiers. 52 terrorists. Do you know the harm of 52 lunatics with every cell of their body wanting to murder, maim, kill, destroy Israelis and the country of Israel? You do not want these lunatics on your property. You don't want them in your backyard. You don't want them in your kitchen. And you certainly don't want them in your kid's kindergarten. Or, yeah, that's right, your kid's bedroom. Imagine a tunnel dug directly to your kid's bedroom or under your kibbutz dining room. It's like real live nightmares. It's very difficult to be sitting in the country as an American and reading posts from your American friends about how terrible the country of Israel is. So we all know that it's not easy for me here. And I'll be the first one to tell you that Israelis can be pretty damn cruel people. But when it comes to the army and being a soldier, it's a whole nother story. Army is a place of reformation. They grow up overnight after going into the army. They have mandatory service, and it's not their choice. And if they decide they don't want to go into the army, it's not so easy for them, and they do get arrested. I don't know. I've never been put in that situation. I can't judge kids that have to do mandatory service. But I do know that once these kids are on the front line or at checkpoints, they are under a microscope, not just from their own commanders, but from the peace activists that are just waiting for a slip up. Anyone under that stress. And what does a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid know from this mentality? I mean, imagine an adult just harassing a soldier and causing them to have such conflict in their head, distracting them from focusing. It is really difficult. There were so many articles and headlines. First of all, accusing Israel of just like going crazy and shooting everybody dead. 52 is a big number. 52 terrorists is an even bigger number. And I don't have a problem with them shooting them down. I have a problem with the 8, but I'd like to know where the 8 were, what they were doing. Were they warned? Were they first approached? Stay away, you're putting yourself in harm's way. Pretty much when you are carrying a rock, Molotov cocktail, knife, a weapon, anything can be a weapon. When you are going and you are crossing illegally into another country's border and you are destroying the fence and physical property and you are standing up against a soldier, you are 100% asking for trouble. I wouldn't fight a policeman. I wouldn't fight a soldier. But then again, if you go in there and you've been incited by your government the way the Hamas has incited their people, and you go in there with the hate and the vengeance to kill through every cell of your body, then you are putting yourself in harm's way. And if you get shot, you are as guilty as the soldier that shot you. Wow. Awful, huh? Guns, awful. Shooting, awful. This all makes me so sick. What makes me even sicker is seeing children. And you know what? I'm not even going to say women because there's been so many suicide bombers that are women. So we can't say women are so innocent. But a child, what do they know? It's so abusive. Strap a kid with a bomb, even a fake bomb. It's disgusting. It's unfathomable. It's beyond disturbing. I've seen it a few times already. For sure, it's totally acceptable. When Israel is being accused of so many things and they give you videos and show you things and you see I'll say it, the delusional leftists go fight back and say, oh, that was propaganda and this was fake and that was fake. It's not fake. They themselves are putting that out there. They are very, very proud of it. Yesterday, the head of, I think it was Hamas, he announced that 52 were all terrorists. So where is the condemnation for Hamas? But even that, where's the condemnation of the machine behind Hamas, which is Iran? Why Israel? I only see it one way, and maybe that's because I'm very sensitive and I feel it, but I see it truly as anti-Semitism. You don't see these headlines coming out on every country that has done crimes against humanity. And these are not crimes against humanity. They are not. It is called self-preservation. It is called self-defense. And Israel, the country of Israel, has every right to defend themselves against invaders, terrorists, attackers, against enemies, against people that don't just want to kill you. They just want to completely take over your life, your land, everything. This morning, when I woke up and I walked out of my place, I hear Arabic. And there's 5 Arabs sitting on a bench. They are working in the middle of Tel Aviv. I do not know where they come from. I do not know anything about them. You assume because they're there that everything is cool and safe. That's coexistence. Because I can't tell you that after seeing the horrific videos of what's going on at the border, that I'm very comfortable with seeing that. Because we know the difference between Arabs and where they come from. The guy you see working in the cafe, the guy you see walking down the street, the high-tech guy, the student, the girl with the headscarf. These are part of our normal picture. This is everyday Tel Aviv. And there are other places in Israel where there's just completely half and half. I think Haifa is a city of complete mixing of Jews and Arabs. So it's not all Arabs hate Jews and hate Israel. I'm not in that game, and I've learned it so clearly from living here. But when you hear about riots, not for a day, not for 2 days, but for weeks, and every day stronger, and you hear about it and you see photos of it, it's not fake. They are quite proud of what they're doing. And I see them running through the borderline. It's an hour drive from where I'm sitting now. An hour drive. And there are people that are just 5 minutes from where they infiltrated that border. And they have every right to protect themselves. But there are haters. And if you say you are against Israel defending themselves, you are a hater. And you are just as bad as a terrorist. You are. Why would you not allow someone to defend themselves? You're crying the Me Too, and you're making marches led by who other but Gazan Arabs, and you let them roam your streets screaming and yelling. And if they were attacking you, would I say, don't defend yourself? So who the hell are you to tell me, to tell my people, to tell my country, my government, to call the prime minister a murderer? How is that possible? Would he be considered a murderer if the Gazan Arabs infiltrated and started killing all the Jews? Would Bibi then be a murderer? Words can be as dangerous as the bullets shooting out of your guns, as the rocks being thrown from kids' hands to soldiers' heads. To see the videos of the fields burning. Why? Why? Great invention. Send a kite over with a bomb and then burn the fields of Israel. Of course, you're going to anger people. Gosh, there's so many thoughts running through my head. All the ugly words of yesterday really made me sick about being where I'm at. And at the same time, if I heard this same scenario and understood the scenario, I would never, ever, ever say, don't defend yourself. And I'm going to say it. It's blatant anti-Semitism. I don't care if you're a Jew, a Christian, a Hindu, a Muslim. I don't care. Someone is attacking you. And you make these global statements and marches and headlines and these comments about being monsters and blood on your hands, then that's exactly who you are. You're as bad as they are. And imagine living in a world like that. I'm not too sure where this will ever end, where this will ever go. I pray that good will conquer evil. I'm not too sure I know what peace means. And although there pretty much is a war at our border, I really pray there's no war, 'cause it sucks. Alyssa, signing off.